A gifted medical student has a quarter-life crisis and decides to drop out of school and follow her true passion, and makes a lot of selfish decisions along the way. I love the way the story was laid out into 12 chapters, plus a prologue and epilogue. I really enjoyed the prologue. It felt like an entire movie crammed into just those first few minutes, and it does a perfect job of introducing us to Julie, our protagonist. After the prologue, it does slow down quite a bit, and it follows her through her decisions on love and career. In places, it got a bit too dreamy for me, even though all of the dream sequences were really well done. It's part drama, part romantic comedy, part coming-of-age story. In fact, this is one of the better coming-of-age stories I've seen that is about someone who is already a fully grown adult, but still trying to find herself. All of the characters felt very real, and the world felt very lived in, which I don't think happens a lot in movies of this genre. I also think that everyone can relate to Julie in some way. For me, I was almost the exact opposite of her. So watching this shows me how maybe my life would have turned out differently had I made the complete opposite decisions. She crashes parties alone, where sometimes I struggle to attend parties that I'm invited to. She was always ready to drop everything and jump into the next new opportunity, and because of this, missed many chances to develop herself and her relationships. She struggled to just enjoy what she had. I was more in the camp of being afraid to step outside of my comfort zone, or if I did step outside of my comfort zone, it was just to dip my toe and then come back. While I'm happy with the way that my life has turned out, there was a decade when I felt stuck and aimless, which I think is probably pretty common amongst folks in their 20s. The famous quote from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, "Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you might miss it," is very apropos for the worst person in the world. But the title of this movie is pretty inaccurate. Now, sure, she makes some selfish and immature decisions, but no more so than you or me or anyone else that we know. Julie is a bright girl and clearly has some talent, but like many people, she is afraid of failure and just does a little bit of self-sabotage because she isn't mature enough to accept and handle things that aren't turning out the way she wants. All of the chapters of the movie flow together perfectly, but each is different enough to keep those with short attention spans interested. The worst person in the world is entertaining, it is thought-provoking, it's well acted, it's funny, and it does get pretty emotional. I imagine most people who watch this are going to spend a little bit of time afterwards reflecting on their 20s and the decisions that shaped their life. Air drumming in a hospital gown, blowing smoke in a stranger's mouth, recreating that famous shot from the 1960s film The Graduate, running down the middle of the road, smoking in a dress